So the injury that they picked up and the wear and the tear is what tells against them now. But we regularly note sides who circle the wagons and go on the road with that sense of mission and purpose. So let's see.
Yeah, but they didn't do it to Adelaide.
No. So now go and do it again to Brisbane. So, yeah, my initial thought last night was it would be bitterly disappointing to miss the finals, but that can't be in their thinking at the moment.
No.
Straighten up. Yeah, you've got to win 1 out of 3. They should be obviously setting themselves to win 3 out of 3 and making a run at hosting an elimination final.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually, I think we're on the same page a little bit about this is not Carlton's premiership team, what they got. They're building towards having a real premiership tilt at it. Now, they might say, no, we're ready now, we're ready now. No, you're not. So from round 10, you can't go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, to round 21 and expect to be in premiership contention. You're not. So what they'll do is get a final, get a win, maybe get second, get beaten or whatever. Get a final, get out there, get amongst it. And then what they'll do is say, right, where can we improve? So they'll target players. They'll go back to the draft. Let's get some more kids. What do we need? Yeah. What do we need?
Second year of the system that coaching group is building.
Exactly that. So, geez, it would be great for the club if they went to Brisbane and knocked them over, and then they come back to the MCG. Who they played?
Melbourne, and then Collingwood for the big finish. It is a big finish. I was talking to supporters today who'd been rushed to buy their tickets. They're already locked in for that Sunday.
They should get 90,000. Gee,
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. All right, everything else is in a pretty hot furnace. Are you unconditionally committed to coaching the Lions next year?
Yes, I am. I've got a contract for next year, and hopefully the team can continue to do well, and that the club is keen to keep me for a while longer. But I love coaching the Lions, and that's what I'll be doing next year, unless somebody knows something that I don't know. So
you're not making any private plans to hand the job over to an old colleague?
Well, it's not my job to hand over in the first place, so no is the firm answer to that question.
They've choked too many times in finals and big games. This is mental for me.
They will be an also-ran this year because defensively they are nowhere near the best teams.
I don't think Ken Hinkley is sure whether he's going to be there next year. I mean, I think he'd like to be, but I don't think he thinks he's over the line.
It's just the unfortunate part of dealing with whether players have checked out or not. And that's as honest as you possibly can be.
He had to know that when he was making those comments that the decision makers at the Giants would be listening to those comments thinking, is this the right man to take us forward if he can't bring the best out of the group?
My sources are saying that Gold Coast are firmly in the mix for Dyson Heppel. So there's a link to the Gold Coast with Heppel. Perhaps a 2-year deal to seduce Heppel up north. Would it involve playing and perhaps a coaching role after that?
We just want him to perform for the Melbourne Footy Club, however long that may be. And that's what our focus has been, whether that's 10 weeks, whether that's the next 10 years. And he's been really open about having those discussions, and he's fully committed to Melbourne for that period of time. And our responsibility as a club is to be mature in our approach towards that and get the best out of Luke for however long he's at our footy club.
Let's play a bit of real or overreaction and just test our thoughts here. Chris Fagan is in for the long haul.
I've got overreaction here.
Overreaction?
Yeah. What's the long haul?
Beyond his current contract.
I don't think he'll be coaching at 65. He's 61. That's 4 years. So that gives him a chance to win a premiership with this mob, which I think is still getting better. I think 65. So is that... I don't know. What was the question?
So that's another 3 years beyond what he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think that's the long haul from a coaching.
Oh, well, he will be there for the long haul. Is that I thought like 10. Maybe he could coach till he's 70. You never know. If he's got the players, mate. Age is not a factor if he's got the players. Gerard, number 2. The Lions are chokers.
So, for me, this is an overreaction. I get that this is in the eye of the beholder. It's too emotive, I think, and it is disrespectful. I was going to say it borders on disrespectful, but it is disrespectful. They have lost 5 of their 6 finals while they've been in the top 4. And the 2 that stand out are the semi-final against the Giants and the semi-final against the Bulldogs. The rest, you would say, they're just not quite ready.
What is a choking performance? What? It is an emotive word.
Yeah,
to say that someone
and it is used because they led at the MCG by 42 points and got swallowed up.
Yeah.
But you can, in the modern game of momentum, against Richmond at the G, that can happen. So those two finals losses at the Gabba swing heavily over them, the Giants and the Bulldogs. But I still think they are developing the team they want to be. So Kingy's point is right. It is defensively, they have to tool that up in the next few weeks.
They can, Gerard.
And so Chris, they're spending every training session trying to do it.
Yep.
So once you've tried and trained, you then have to implement it to work out. But I wouldn't give up on them being in the top four again.
Page,
Ken Hinkley isn't over the line for 2023.
What did I write there? I wrote that was real. I said to you 4 or 5 weeks ago, the world's a funny place and footy's a funny world. I don't know if the Port Adelaide board might just say to Ken, you know, Ken, thanks, you've been awesome. But I think it might be time. It might be time. And Kenny will say, yeah, no worries. He's got to get tooth and nail. You never know. The Port board might be sitting at home, Gerard, saying, can we get Alistair Clarkson? Can we get him? Do we want him? So they've got a year of Ken Hinkley. What if they're 1-6 next year again and they go, oh, we could have had a chance to get Ken Hinkley? So I think the Port board might be wrestling with it. And that's why I think it's a yes. I think he's deserving to go on. He's really rescued a pretty poor start of the season. And again, he's still got the players.
Yeah, they're not cast, but they are going to miss the final. So the Leon Cameron example sits really heavily. Leon went to a final, won a final. He goes into the last year of a contract where they start poorly and it's over. So you do have to weigh that up. I hope if they're going to do it, they do it early enough because he's a godsend for North Melbourne or the Giants. Don't do it so late that everything else is done.
We'll get Kochi on tomorrow night. Might be able to tell us something. Mark McVeigh is out of the GWS running. No, that's an overreaction. He made his presentation today to the coaching setup. I don't know how you feel about this. I've been really surprised by the reaction to his condemnation of a pitiful performance by a team in a big game. If you're going to be the coach, if you're going to live the role of the coach, you have to impose these standards and be prepared to tell these home truths. Now, as I understand it, this was all said behind closed doors before it was said publicly, and the real feedback was player to player. They drilled each other, and then he gave public voice to that. I would have put that in my offering of, I want to coach. Here it is. What do you got? Yeah. I got that. Yeah. You got that. You get all of me. This is what I believe in, and this is what I will not stand for. And he's got long-term relationships with those players where I don't think any of that would have been damaged by what transpired. If he'd gone, do you know what, this is the end of a long season and I'm the interim coach, let's just leave that result be. My God, you'd be going, mate, you can't be a coach. Yeah. I don't think he should have said, a couple of weeks ago, I'm interested in North Melbourne. I don't think he should have said that. So you're the devil, you're between the devil and the deep. He should have said, bad question. I'm coaching Giants. Yeah. But he was great in the weekend, Spike. I liked it. Dyson Heppell would be perfect for the Suns. I think it's an overreaction. I think Mark Stevens has said it with a level of confidence too. So he's got a 1-year offer from Essendon. We know that. A 1-year offer. And at this stage, just take it or leave it. I don't know. He's the Essendon captain, Dyson Heppell. He's been through a lot. It's really easy for me to sit here and say he's an Essendon person through and through. I don't want to see Dyson Heppell go to the Gold Coast and the game catches up with him. I know I think he's improved his performance since he's gone the wing. But if there was periods of time this year, Gerard, where people were saying, oh no, should the captain be dropped? I don't want to see Dyson Heppell go to the Gold Coast Suns so people go, Gerard, it would make life easier to say players are leaving. I think that's real, but we're not there yet. We're not. And the other side to that is that it can be really callous, and we see that in the NRL, but they're able to say it and then absolutely commit to what's at hand. So there is a way to do it that's better than what we have, but we're not mature enough. I agree with Chris Fagan. Philosophically, yes. Practically, we're not there. No.